Yes, people, Batman and Spider-Man did team up back in 1995. This was one of my favorite comic books growing up. Yes, I was 15 when it came out. It was that long ago. And I used to bring this book with me all the time and read it when I was in the school bus and stuff like that. I still have it, believe it or not. So this gem was written by J. M. DeMatteis, and he did a lot of horror comics. He started with, I believe, Weird Tales, and then he also did a series of comics that's going to be a feature film soon. Creature Commandos. I'm sure we'll talk more about that in the future. But the interior art and also the cover art, as you can see, was none other than the great Mark Bagley. Amazing artist. Nice guy, too. I met him at a con. He did a lot of the Venom comics, Maximum Carnage. He did a lot of this stuff. So he was really known for Ultimate Spider-Man. He did the whole run for that. He did Death of Spider-Man, the Ultimate line, who also gave us Miles Morales. So let's check out Batman and Spider-Man. Now, the comic opens with Uncle Ben being shot and Spider-Man peeking at the window, too late to save his great uncle. He smashes through the window to catch the guy and sees his face turn into a maniac. Like he said, only somebody crazy and maniac would kill someone so kind. At the same time, Batman's having a nightmare about his parents getting killed, and he shows up too late to save his parents. And when he grabs the bad guy by the throat, Joe Chill, he sees Joe Chill's face turn into teeth, and he calls it, I looked at the face of death itself. Spider-Man ends up swinging. He says goodbye to Mary Jane and decides to go clear his head by do a little web slinging. And around the same time, Bruce decides to do a little bit of bat swinging to clear his head. Now, Spidey makes his way to Ravencroft, where he meets up with Dr. Kafka, and they see our boy Cletus Cassidy over there, Carnage. Carnage is messing with their heads, talking about how he's reformed and how she helped him, mocking like he always does. He's just chatting away enough to break free and attack our hero and the good doctor. Spider-Man starts laying into him as much as he can. Spider-Man's talking to himself like, he has to stop this quick. If he gives a moment to breathe, he's in trouble. And just when Spider-Man looks like he was going to lose, or at least get a little maimed, the men show up with the guns. J. Jonah Jameson's son's there, and they have those sonic guns, and they shoot Carnage down, knocking him out. Now, there was a woman named Cassandra Breyer, the blonde on the top, and she was stating a case that she has a way to help people that are beyond help, like that are just psychotic, that cannot be redeemed or bargained with. So she found a way to put nanochip inside their brain, kind of like like a high-tech lobotomy. I think it was called that in the comic as well. So they strap Cletus down, and of course she's not for it. Spider-Man's in between about it because he's like, this guy's an evil person, and we keep trying, and he keeps escaping, he keeps killing people. Now, while Carnage is getting his brain fixed, we have Batman fighting Joker. And Joker is stating that he has a cage full of diseased bats that have this toxin in them that's going to cause insanity to the people of Gotham. And Batman whoops his butt like he always does. A nice kick to the face right there. Catches the bat cage. Here's a funny part. So when Batman got him, Joker's like, oh, you're going to whoop me around like you always do. And Joker puts on a sad face. And then Batman's like, if you don't give me any hassle, I won't hit you. And then Joker bites him on the neck. And Batman really, look at that, socks him one. Now here we have Jeremiah Arkham, Dr. Kafka, and Dr. Breyer talking about how this could help Joker. And she was saying how it helped Cletus Cassidy. And Jeremiah's in between, but then when she's like, this guy breaks out all the time, he's kind of like, well, see what you can do. Yes, even poor Joker gets the lobotomy. Look how happy they look up there. Yep, you guessed it, folks. Carnage was faking. He ends up killing everybody in the car except for Dr. Breyer and Joker. He takes them both as hostage. Joker's screaming help. He's flipping out. He's afraid. And the poor doctor, she's afraid. And pretty much Carnage is saying, if they shoot at me, I'm going to tear you apart limb by limb. And of course, the angry looking officer all the way in the corner with the mustache is none other than Batman. It's kind of interesting how he had all that stuff under the costume. But anyway, so Batman sees Carnage for the first time and he remembers his dream. Spider-Man takes advantage of this. Webb's a good doctor. And both Batman and Spider-Man start laying into Carnage, aka Maximum Carnage style. Where's Venom when you need him? So as a distraction, Carnage kills a bunch of the officers, and then he ends up wrapping his tendrils around a couple of them, so they have to go save them. Lives first, right? And of course, once they turn around, he's gone. And Batman's pretty much telling Spider-Man, why are you in my city? Get out. I don't need you. Being very mean. And he gets, leave my city. I don't need your help. And poor Spidey doesn't know how to take it. Meanwhile, in an undisclosed warehouse location, now Carnage was stating how he adored the Joker, how he loved his work, and he wants to help him. So he puts a small little tendril up his nose to get the chip out. He goes, either it'll pull the chip out or scramble your brains, one or the other. Now, Joker's back to normal. He mushes Carnage, and he uses Carnage's claws as a way to tailor his suit because he thought it was like, who put me in this ugly thing? So we have a match made in hell. And Batman's doing some research on Cletus. Now, Spider-Man was second-guessing himself, saying maybe Batman's right, maybe I am in the way, and he could handle both Carnage and Joker. He is the legendary Batman after all, until he hears this woman crying for help. He's getting attacked by this psycho with a knife. Nobody's helping her. Spider-Man swoops in, gets the guy, and Batman notices this act of kindness, and he has a change of heart. He tells Spider-Man, get in the car. Now this time, Joker and Carnage are having a good laugh, figuring out what to do to the people of Gotham. Joker says he wants to poison everybody, and Carnage is like, no, I want to slaughter everyone. Start fighting because Joker wants to do something theatrical and big, and Carnage just wants to do cold-blooded murder. So Joker escapes through a little hole, and Carnage blows up. Maybe. Batman and Spider-Man go to the explosion, and they find Bill Murray. Check it out. Anyway, no. They find a dead Carnage in the wreckage, and Spider-Man tells him, check, it might be a dead body. He wrapped his remaining symbiote on. He did it in, Batman says, the Maximum Carnage event. Kind of cool that they nodded to that. Surprise! While they were looking at a dead body, Carnage gets his tentacles around poor Batman, and Joker is watching from afar. Now Joker threatens to release the toxin from this box, and everybody dies, himself included, and everyone's going to go insane with this toxin. And Spider-Man sees the man in the dream. So Joker's threatening and cracking up, and Carnage is getting a little nervous. He doesn't want to die, at least not on this way anyway. He wants to kill, but Batman was saying how psychos like that are afraid of death. And Carnage was. And when Batman saw this, he banked on it and gave Carnage a good kick in the face. Spider-Man whipped Joker's little box over here, and Batman just wails on Carnage, not giving him a moment to breathe until Cletus is KO'd. Carnage is down. And Joker has a friend after him, friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. And of course, when Spider-Man catches up with him, he makes pretty quick work of Joker, smack in the face. Now both villains are vanquished, knocked out, probably sucking on some of their own teeth. And Batman and Spider-Man give each other a respectful handshake. And they end up going their separate ways.